Across the Fence. I'm Jolene Whitney. I've been excited about today's program and our guest for weeks. If you're a reader like me, or you have a reader on your holiday gift list, or you just like to curl up with a good book on a cold winter's night, my guest today is Bree Drapa, director of the Westford Public Library, and she's here to help us. Welcome. I've seen your list of books and I can't wait to talk to you about all of them. But first, libraries are a huge place and you can get tons of stuff there other than just books. Can you tell me about what you guys have to offer?
Right, yeah. Before you head out to the stores, I think you should make the library your first stop for holiday shopping. There's a lot of ways you can use your library to help save money this holiday season. The first one I want to suggest is that you shop at your library. So go in thinking of someone, maybe check out a book for them, a spouse, a partner, a child, and check it out, wrap it up, put it under the tree, of course, return it later. But it's a zero waste kind of thing. You know, kids read books so quickly, or maybe you can suggest a favorite for a spouse, hey, read this, or a parent or something like that. So why not shop and grab a book that you can then return? Another great thing to do is to check out a holiday movie or DVD at your library or from the streaming service that your library might offer. A lot of those old classics are available on DVD, but they're not available on like Netflix or something like that. So you could have a movie night, pop that popcorn, and that would be fun. Another thing that you can do is to check out a pass to a museum or to a park or whatever your library might offer, and make a day of it with your family. It's also great for the holiday break for the kids to take them somewhere, Echo or Shelburne Museum or something like that that your library might have a pass to.
And you mentioned that kids really go through books pretty quickly.
They do.
So what are your recommendations if you're looking to, like you said, shop at your library and get something for the kids this Christmas?
Well, I think that you could ask your librarian. So if you are a grandparent or you maybe just are at a loss, what could I get my kids this? They're a reluctant reader or they love dogs. What can I get them this year? And I think that you can ask your librarian what's hot, what's great, what other kids are reading, and they can make suggestions for you so you don't buy like a flop. You're like the cool grandparent.
And I think you brought an example with you of a great book to read if you're looking for something for the kids. Can you tell me about this one?
Sure. This book that I brought today is a great holiday family story. It's by Matt Tavares. Anything that he writes is great, but this one is called Red and Lulu, and it's about two birds that become separated when one is in the tree that becomes the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. So that's kind of cool. Maybe you have a trip planned and you could do that, but this one is great because it's got suspense in it too. Will they get back together? And of course it's a holiday book, so it's a happy ending.
Yeah, very, very 'tis the season, of course.
It is very 'tis this season. Yeah.
And so now turning towards middle schoolers, what do you recommend for them?
Oh, well, I recommend this book. And this book is on this year's Golden Dome list, which is Vermont's Middle School Book Awards. So any of your libraries should have it. It's called Undercover Latina. It's kind of a Spy Kids type book where the whole family works for a organization called The Factory, which helps people of color who have been in trouble or something like that. And this is about a girl who has to kind of pass as a white kid in a school to take down white supremacists. And it's really cool. It's got a powerful girl character, a mystery, some cool spy stuff. So I think any kid would love it. I don't think there are girl or boy books. So just because it's got a girl on the cover doesn't mean that you can't get it for anyone on your list.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And if we're moving just a little bit older, how about something in the YA genre?
Okay. Well, I've brought for you today another book on this year's Green Mountain Book Award list, so your library is going to have it. This is Aidan Thomas's The Sunbearer Trials. And The Sunbearer Trials is kind of a Percy Jackson meets the Hunger Games, so it's got that mythology aspect of it. It's kind of Central American Mexican-based mythology, and it also has that Hunger Games aspect where it's a battle royale, fight to the death, but it's YA, so there's enemies turned lovers, and it's got a great diverse cast of characters. Plus, it's a duology, so there's a second one coming. It's not out yet, but
something to look forward to.
Something
anyway.
to look forward to
next
for
Christmas,
sure.
maybe.
For sure, that would be great. It comes out in September, so next Christmas would be
absolutely.
perfect.
That's perfect. And before we move on, you mentioned the Green Mountain Book Award a couple times. Can you tell me about what that is?
So every year, a group of librarians and students recommend books for people to read. So this is the Green Mountain Book Award. It's the teen. The Green Mountain Book Award is the middle school.
Okay.
And we have our Red Clover Book Awards for our picture book levels.
Nice. Okay, that's a great thing to check if you're looking for
Right,
something
those are
approved.
great lists. Yes, yeah, they're all fantastic.
All right, and how about some fiction readers on your list? What do you have in mind for them?
Oh, well, I brought a lot of books for fiction. I'll start with this one, No Two Persons. This is a reader's book. So this is a great book. It's a nice book, but it's about how a book affects 9 different people as well as the author. So it's kind of like everyone takes something a little different or takes something from a book or sees something. And this one is just about the power of fiction and how it impacts us all. So it's a great book for that.
All right.
And I brought another fiction book here.
Sure.
This is Remarkably Bright Creatures. This is just a nice book. So I get a lot of people coming into the library and they say, can you recommend a nice book? And this is a nice book. It's unique because the octopus is a narrator in the book. So he's got a great curmudgeon-y old octopus kind of vibe. And then there's a lot of human drama going around with the people who work in and around the aquarium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a self-aware octopus? Are you well aware that it has octopus characteristics?
Oh, yes. Yes. It's all the octopus. I'd say people who love like Cy Montgomery's Soul of the Octopus or something would also love this book.
Okay.
Plus you learn some octopus facts. They have 3 hearts.
Oh, we're learning right now.
We are. You always learn at the library. And then I brought one last book. So the other 2 books I would say you could get on your gift list for your mom or your friend. This is a gift for yourself. So this book is a little bit racy. So I will say that this has got some sex. It's got some sizzle in it. It's got a lot of build up to that. So I definitely say this is a book you could read all in one day. It's about 500 pages long, but it's one of those books where if you have a whole day of tea and cuddling up with a blanket and you like fantasy and you like sizzle, definitely sizzle. This is not a closed door romance. It puts it right out there. So I will say if you don't like that, don't check out this book because, it's not for everyone, but it's definitely a spicy fantasy. It's one of 5. The second book is already out. And so it's something to look forward to. It's got great world building in it as well. There's dragons.
Okay. And this is a question I've honestly been curious about before. If I'm going to the library and I'm looking for a book for maybe a grandkid or somebody that I'm looking for maybe without some sizzle, is there a way that you're able to tell from looking at the book? Is that something that I should ask my librarian about? What do you recommend for that?
Well, I definitely think if you have someone in mind, you should ask the expert, So I think asking a librarian is a great idea. Books, unlike movies, don't come with any kind of like warnings or, ratings like that. So I think series are great because it gets you started and you don't have to choose the next book. And you've got those great characters that you can grow with. Think of something like a Harry Potter, where you have characters that you care about throughout each of the books. And you have that world. Fourth Wing has those great characters. It's kind of like a sexy Hogwarts. So you might not want that with everyone.
Yeah, choose wisely.
Choose wisely, of course. But I think the characters and the themes are always something that are universal from picture books all the way up to adult books. Great characters and great settings make for great books.
All right, and we're going to jump into your fiction recommendations in a second, but I've actually been asked, nonfiction, and I never pass up an excuse to recommend my own book. So this is The Secret History, a personal choice of mine. It's actually set in, I believe it's supposed to be Bennington College, but it's in southern Vermont. It's where the author went to school. She went to school at Bennington College, which is why I'm assuming it's there. But this is a great fiction read if you're interested in something. It's also set in Vermont, like I said, which is great. But it definitely, kind of akin to the last book you recommended, it definitely talks about some more adult themes. So a little bit of viewer discretion advised, but it's a great read. So I highly recommend that. And now let's talk nonfiction.
Okay. So I brought today something that's a little bit buzzworthy in the news. So Killers of the Flower Moon was just made into a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's kind of a blockbuster film out there, but it is a book. It was a book before it was a movie by David Grann. I love any nonfiction by David Grann, so I also brought his new one, The Wager. But Killers of the Flower Moon is available in paperback, so if you're looking for a gift for a history lover, a true crime fan on your list, then it's nice. It's in paperback. It's a little cheaper. Or you can check it out at your library for free. And then I'd also recommend his second book here. I'm getting like the desk full here. The Wager, which is a really cool, also kind of true crime, but in the 1700s on a ship. So anyone who's fans of history, but also naval history especially, will be liking this book.
All right, so a period piece.
A period piece, yeah. And I had one more book on my list that is checked out from my library, so I couldn't even bring it. And it's definitely for the animal lover on your list. It's called What an Owl Knows, and it's by Jennifer Ackerman. So if you love birding, owls, you probably already are aware of Jennifer Ackerman, but this is her newest book, and it's just fascinating about owls, everything and anything you'd want to know about them. So I definitely would put it on the list, your birders wish list for the year.
Yeah, and so is that more like scientific, or do you think it's attainable for any kind of reader?
I think she's a very attainable scientific writer. I will say that. So you really do have to love the genre of owls, but I think that she writes in a way that is very scientific but attainable.
Okay, and we've gone through a ton of books here, but if anyone is still looking for something, can we break down the fiction genre a little bit? Can you tell me about maybe a romance book you've seen be really popular this last year?
Oh, a romance book that I've seen be really popular this year. You've stumped me.
Sorry, I know, surprise.
No,
I'm
surprise
sorry.
question. I'd say, that romance is one of those genres that's got so much in there.
Sure.
I'd say definitely ask your librarian for a recommendation. There's a whole bunch of, Allie Hazelwood is really hot right now in, it's called STEM romance, or it's kind of science-y themed romance. So if you like a little bit of science with your romance, then I'd go for an Allie Hazelwood book.
All right, great. I've actually read all of her books, so we're on the same page.
Perfect. We are on the same page. Nice book pun. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
And that takes care of another Across the Fence. Now go visit your local library where you can find some of these books to pick up. I'm Jolie Whitney. Have a good one.